Imagine a world where AI and machine learning power maintenance operations. At Perspect Analytics, our solutions harness data and knowledge to revolutionize asset management and maintenance operations with unparalleled business intelligence.
We're going to take a look at Virtual Consultant and focus on MRO inventory optimization. To get there, we start by clicking on Virtual Consultant. You'll notice three main headings on the screen: Inventory Optimization, PM Effectiveness, and Workflow Efficiency. For now, we're going into the MRO Inventory Optimization module. Once inside, you'll see the top bar and sidebar stay the same across all Virtual Consultant modules. Let me quickly walk you through those elements. Starting with the language option, you can change the interface language by clicking here. It changes the interface only, not the actual data. And if there's a language you need that's not available, just let us know, we can easily add it for you. Next is the database section. You can have multiple databases set up. Think of it this way. You might have an IBM Maximo system running in one plant that's tracking inventory. In another plant, you might be using Oracle EM. You could keep those as separate databases. Or if you're looking from a corporate perspective, you can combine them to get a holistic view across all your plants. This button here takes you to custom reports. You can create any report you want. For example, if I open one now, you'll see I've got FNSD or HML. By turning on edit mode, I can add something like average delivery time. I can reorder the columns too. Maybe move average delivery time to the second spot. You can change the time frame to year, month, or day and choose the specific entity you want to view. If I return to KPIs, I can also use the search bar at the top. Type in a measurement and jump right to it. On the left side panel, you can quickly switch between modules like Virtual Consultancy, iSupport, and Data Tools. You can even toggle between workflow and PM effectiveness using this checkbox. Under My Tools, you've got the Entity Hierarchy tree. It lets you find a specific entity fast. There's also a map view if you're working with linear assets. SKU relationships is another great feature. It helps you trace where a SKU has been used or what SKUs have been used on a specific entity. Inventory usage by entity lets you select one and see how parts are being used and how much has been spent. Up here, you can choose the date range or type it in manually. We recommend using a minimum of 3 years of data for inventory optimization. Now in this module, you'll see it's organized into 4 main boxes. These represent best practices for improving inventory and procurement operations. First up is reduction in inventory spending. There are 3 algorithms that support this. Then we've got reduction in holding costs. Again, 3 different AI algorithms. Next is reducing expedited purchases. And finally, improving software accuracy. In the example here, you'll see a potential reduction under inventory spending. There's a risk value shown, which means we have an opportunity to optimize. For example, one of the easier ways to do that is by adjusting min-max levels on SKUs. Right now, most methods to determine min-max take months, but here we analyze usage data from maintenance to assess stock, out risks, and usage frequency. We also consider receiving procurement and vendor activity. The result is a recommendation for the ideal min and max levels. You can view this across all stores or filter by an individual store. There's also an option to filter by criticality, low, normal, or high. Looking at the data here, we see a net potential holding cost liability. Over the last 3 years, we've had over 2,500 stockouts across 447 SKUs. That cost us around $54,000. We've also identified 64 SKUs that are overstocked for a potential savings of $23,000. The net difference is a $30,000 liability. From here, you can dig into the SKUs costing you the most. Just click the box to get into the details. We also have a transfer recommendation system. Say you're overstocked in one plant but understocked in another. You can transfer those parts internally and avoid unnecessary purchases. And if you're still overstocked after leveling everything out, you can decide whether to sell the excess, return it, or just stop buying it until you've used it up. You can toggle the view between top 10 or top 25 SKUs. Click on any one of them or use View Details for a deeper look. In View Details, the goal is to validate the recommendation from a business perspective. You can look at data by SKU inventory, SKU store bin, or even by lowest cost vendor. You can filter by SKUs with stockouts or transferable. Use the Omni filter to search by any column like SKU name, criticality, overstock status, and more. For example, in this case, we've got a fuse with $5,948 in stock. Min is 9 and max is 15. But the system recommends a new min of 1 and max of 4. That's a big reduction. You can dismiss the recommendation once you act on it. It'll hide it from the current view but still monitor it. If anything changes, it'll repopulate or show up again in 6 months. You can download the data as a CSV or copy the link and share it with your manager or finance team. Now switching over to the Acme database, I want to show you how we track parts that have been picked or purchased but not used. This AI feature is super helpful for maintenance planning. It tells you how long parts have been sitting around and how much value is tied up in them. Even if you've reserved or kitted them, you're still repurchasing in the background. Now we can track those parts until they're used. In this example, we have $571 tied up this way. This measure is our most advanced. It scours all available data and gives a level 2 detail view. You can see material costs split by reactive, proactive, and other work orders. You can even dive into work orders and purchase orders. See what's sitting in reserve for too long and make decisions about using it or reassigning it. You can add or remove fields like work order descriptions. Click through to see the actual work orders, purchases, or usage per entity. This level of insight gives maintenance and procurement a clear picture of what needs to be prioritized. Back under holding cost reduction, we have 3 key areas: moving items out of MRO if they are not turning, identifying parts tied to retired equipment, and PM parts that could be managed directly through the EAM. Consignment opportunities are also highlighted. This depends on your organization's preferences and risk tolerance. From a procurement view, you can now see where your spend is going, which vendors you buy from most, and which parts are your most expensive in inventory. Clicking View Details lets you dig deeper into usage and vendor history. One final thing to highlight is when you click on a SKU and go into View Details. You get an in-depth breakdown of that specific SKU. You can set the time range up to 10 years or filter by entity.
See total usage, total units used, how often it's been replenished, and whether it was tied to a work order. Tabs along the top let you explore vendor history, direct purchases, work order types, and cost breakdowns. You can see usage trends over time. For example, in 2015 and 2016, we used 3 units, then 7 in 2017. This might suggest new equipment or increased demand. We also see all the usage was tied to urgent work orders. So this part is clearly demand-driven. With this info, you can set the right min/max levels that meet maintenance needs while avoiding financial waste. That wraps up the inventory optimization module. As mentioned earlier, you can also explore SKU relationships and inventory usage by entity. If you need more information, feel free to reach out to us at info@perspectanalytics.com.
Discover how our groundbreaking solution can transform your approach to maintenance. Reach out today for a personalized demo and experience firsthand how our artificial intelligence and machine learning technology can enhance your maintenance processes. Visit us at perspectanalytics.com to get started.